Okay, well, I'm James Sheetfar, and I'm in Oakton, Virginia, part of Northern Virginia, if you know the area near Tyson's Corner. And I heard about this through a BNI member, Kimberly Hartke. So I met her at one of the cross-chapter meetings and learned about her product. We had conversations, and my problem is plaque psoriasis. I've had that since I was 35 years old. It's something that occurs in a lot of people in their mid-30s, and it occurs at a time of stress. And mine started, I lost both my parents in a 2-year period. When I was 34, my mom, and then 36, my dad. And the stress levels of losing them through cancer and, doing home care with them and stuff, it started showing up. And to be honest, I'm 71 now. So I've had issues with psoriasis since I was 35, and it comes and goes in times of stress. Stress tends to trigger it. It was getting worse lately, and what the doctors have you do is generally take something called a biologic. It's something that intentionally disables part of your immune system. Psoriasis tends to start around your joints, so your elbows, your knees, your back, where the bones are closest to the surface, and they intentionally disable part of it, which really didn't seem like a good idea when COVID was out. So it started getting worse with me in the last couple of years, and they talked about sharing photos. Well, I'll be honest, it was on my backside. And you're not getting photos of that, right? But what it was like when I'd go to sit down, and when I lay in bed to sleep at night, it was like sitting down and sleeping on crushed glass. It's painful, and it itches, and it was keeping me awake at night. And I would go to the tanning salon for that and use the UV light tanning booth. And that was no longer being particularly effective. And that's something you got to be careful of, because that can give you skin cancer ultimately. Mm-hmm. So I heard about this, and to be honest, I'm a technical guy. I research everything. And I wasn't positive, but it's like, what have I got to lose at this point? It's so bad. I got to do something. So I got the X39 patch, and quite literally in the first week, the area on my backside started clearing up and stopped itching, and the scaly patches went away. For those of you that don't know what the psoriasis does, it's excess dead skin. And so you get these white patches and scales on your skin. So normally your skin cells die after about 27 days. With psoriasis, they die within 7 days. So excess dead skin cells build up on your epidermis. So this was clearing up. The stuff that was giving me a problem went away at the end of the first week, and now it's been about a month and a half. It's still working. Of course, that lets me sleep better, since it doesn't wake me up every 5 minutes. But I tell you, I was astounded. I'm a believer in this now, and we're getting my wife involved in it. We were, at the end of the day, I'd take my patch off and put it on her overnight. Well, there's still some life left in it.
There's a little life left. There's a little life left. Now, let me ask you a question, because I did not know what this was. Like, when you first said it, I was unclear, right? And so a lot of people on here might be relating this to shingles a little bit. I think it's quite different, but I think that's the first thing I think a lot of people think about. Now, James, you mentioned your joints. Like, yeah. I know you had it on your back. Describe your joints, what they felt like prior, and where you are now after you've been patching for 6 weeks.
Well, it's not that my joints hurt. It's just that it's part of your immune system, right? There's specific, what they call T cells that are part of your immune system, and there's genetic variations in all of us. And those of us that have psoriasis, it's a T cell that exists in the joint area, primarily, like your elbow, right?
Okay.
And it's an overactive immune system. So it's not too sure what's a good part of you and what's an enemy invading you, like a virus. So it's harming things that you need every day. It's overactive.
Wow.
It's been called a not very selective immune system. On the plus side, when everybody else was getting sick and having viruses, I wouldn't get sick as my psoriasis got worse. It's overactive. So this seems to normalize things. So it occurs in your joints and near bones, right?
Right.
It's not that it can develop psoriatic arthritis, right? I haven't got that yet, although it's something that could happen to me. But
Well, I think you're using a great little patch that is might going to keep you from doing that. I think that's amazing.
well, and also my wife is with me, and just from what little we did, we think it's helping with her. We're both type 2 diabetic, and she's had her blood sugar levels dropping a lot just from the overnight. But because she's wearing it overnight, it's also it's making her more awake.
Yeah, we
Which
might
is
not want to
good.
wear that at night.
Right. So we're going to get a set of patches for her, and she's
Good.
going to start wearing it
Good.
during the day.
I love that. I love that. You know, we all meet a little bit prior to letting everybody in. And James, your wife is a big part of you. You're a couple, you're one. And when you're sleeping better, she's sleeping better. She needs to stop using the X39 at night. But, you know, she's sleeping better. And when both people are sleeping better, that's life-changing for me. I mean, y'all heard me say it. I'll kill somebody if I don't sleep, right? So, I mean, you know, your body's regenerating and it's happening, and you've only been on for 6 weeks. So I cannot even imagine what it's going to be for you in 60 to 90 days more. So we would love for you to come back and share a little bit more with us and the change and the other things that you're seeing and maybe other things that you're incorporating. Would you be willing to do that?
Of course.
Oh,